All great figures in history have tragically fallen from grace. Lance Armstrong, Anthony Weiner, Halle Burrell. And this week, it's my turn.
I'm Art Fisher, and this is Untold Genius.
He once sold me a used tampon for $5.
It's a scary world, man. You ride the subway, you touch the subway, you touch your face, you touch your balls, touch your ass, all of a sudden you have rashes on your face, balls, and ass.
Art Fisher was born Eugene Bradshaw to an affluent family in Wisconsin, and since he was a kid, he knew he was destined for greatness.
When I was growing up, it was like there was this thing inside of me just struggling to get out. Like Air Bud's talent for baseball and Air Bud 4 seventh inning fetch. I mean, it took 3 whole Air Bud films before somebody said, hey, maybe this dog can play baseball too. I bet he'd be good at that.
Art knew he wanted to make movies. The only question was how. He was rejected from every film school and worked for many years doing odd jobs. Finally, after he read on Deadline that Francis Staar was working on a Simon Finch documentary, he knew what he had to do.
I really have a sincere passion for documentaries,
And so Art took fate into his own hands and made his own, better Simon Finch documentary. He enlisted the help of experts, like his nephew Adam Goldberg, who has recently gone missing, and Dr. Ruth Gray.
Art, you're not seriously making a documentary about yourself. That is the dumbest thing you've done.
He would later regret signing a contract with Dr. Ruth Gray, as the only reason this divorcee agreed to be on camera was to sell her book.
In my new book. As you will find in my new book. Look, I wrote this entire book.
After completing the Simon Finch documentary, Art knew he'd found his calling. He went onto the website Craigslist.com and found a ragtag team that would help him.
I remember the time when Art came to me and told me about Untold Genius. I got really excited, because here was finally the opportunity to work on something cool or interesting.
Oh, well, you told me. I'm sorry. He told me about his ideas for the first 2 episodes, okay? He told me about the Dwayne Johnson story, and he told me about Simon Finch. And I agreed that there was something there. Okay? Bizarre stories, to be sure, but, something.
And with his team of professionals assembled, Art began his journey of a weekly series called Untold Genius.
Hello, welcome back to Untold Genius. We are documentary surfers surfing the waves of tragedy to land on the beaches of glory. As you remember from last week's... Oh, for the love of God, Theo! Stop chewing! Shall we go from the top?
Everybody fell in love with his storytelling style and no-nonsense way of unmasking how tragic life really is.
Art, I hated it. I always told you I hated it. I thought it was stupid.
He was an expert interviewer, and you look right into the camera and say, Halle Burrell is a terrorist.
I'm not going to do that.
And the show started to take off.
I thought I could really get into what it means, to be alive and human and flawed.
Art Fisher had achieved greatness.
That's you! You realize that art is you!
This greatness culminated in his exciting episode 8, where Art had acquired exclusive footage of the late Francis Staar's canceled documentary, Gangs 2. Art showed the world Francis's downfall and the disappearance of Adam Goldberg, which, according to New York state law, is not a crime for which I'm legally responsible. Even if that may upset one Rebecca... something. However, achieving greatness is one thing, but it's another thing entirely to become a genius. Art looked at all the geniuses on the show. Simon Finch, who died. Dwayne Johnson, with his lack of fists. Hilary Ward, with her inferior sense of smell. and he saw that all of these geniuses had suffered and fallen from grace, and Art knew what he had to do. His first idea to tragically fall from grace was to incur the wrath of the internet by supporting a bad person. In that vein, he set up a GoFundMe to help pay the legal fees of singer, songwriter, and subject of multiple abuse allegations, R. Kelly.
You did what? That's seriously the most fucked up thing I've ever heard.
Unfortunately, this backfired, as it would seem that Mr. Kelly, oddly enough, has a lot of supporters. Still determined to fall from grace, Art noticed that one surefire way was through sexual impropriety. In that vein, he hired a woman named Samantha for 1 hour. He captured the whole thing on tape.
Hi.
Samantha, I'm sure you have a really tragic story to tell me, and I, for one, would love to hear it.
What now?
He then went ahead and paid $10,000 to Samantha in what's known in the business as hush money. Finally, the last part of the plan. He paid Samantha another $10,000 to come forward about the hush money.
I did. I spent the night with Art Fisher, the guy from Untold Genius, the internet show. And then he paid me $10,000 to keep it quiet.
Art, are you trying to take credit for something you didn't even do?
This scandal, too, did not seem to make an impact, as the most this did was elicit one article on a so-called news website. And the world moved on. And then, in the middle of plotting his own demise, Art received a phone call. Hello?
Hello, is this Art Fisher from Untold Genius?
Yes. Who's this?
This is Greg White from Netflix Programming. I was wondering if you were interested in maybe selling your series.
Are you serious? It would seem that history wasn't quite ready for Art's downfall, as Netflix, the leader in the industry, the mind behind numerous teen rom-coms with this guy, and the studio that refused to tell Martin Scorsese to trim The Irishman. And they wanted Art Fisher. No more self-financing, no more stupid Craigslist crew. Art was headed for the big leagues, and so he gathered his team together to say their unblackmailed goodbyes. Just read the card.
He was a revolutionary.
All of his stories were so tragic and beautiful.
He unmasked the human-ass condition like a motherfucker, and yes, I'll say it. He was a father figure to me, and I'm going to miss him. I'm gonna miss him so much.
So long, New York City. So long, wannabes and Craigslist dreamers. So long, Rapzilla. Art Fisher is headed for Hollywood. Art had been in Hollywood for 3 months. 3 months of glitz, glamour, and getting banned from the Best Western off of Pico Boulevard. Art was still waiting for contact from Netflix about the release date for Untold Genius Season 1. And that's when he saw something that looked familiar.
I'm really interested in crime. I would love to follow a group of criminals just doing their crimes. Well, these days, what with the singularity on its way, I could be thousands of years old.
I must have seen the reddish-bluish line like 100 times, and I'm sorry. Things are going really well with Rebecca, and I just can't continue.
Well, I control my set. I mean, I know what's happening at any given moment. Well, I find them. I find them on the streets in the process of committing their crimes, and then I see if they want to commit some more crimes. And, well, I personally, in this human form, I will die.
Hello?
Hi, Greg. It's Art Fisher from Untold Genius.
Oh, hello.
I saw that you guys used some of my footage in that new Francis Staar doc. It'll sure be great publicity for when you release Untold Genius.
Release Untold Genius?
Yeah, my show, which you bought.
Did you read your contract?
Turns out that Art Fisher didn't read the fine print in his contract, which stated that Netflix was buying Untold Genius only as a way to get Art's footage of Francis, and they had no intent to display or further develop the show. I gotta say, Greg, that this feels like it's coming out of nowhere.
Listen, this wasn't a secret. I really thought you knew.
Okay, well, if you're not going to develop my show, maybe I'll take my business elsewhere. I bet Hulu would love to tell some more Untold Genius, and maybe they'll even give me a rom-com. I am leading man material.
You really should read your contract.
The contract further said that Art was signing away any and all rights to Untold Genius and all of its properties, including the name Art Fisher. Huh. Art Fisher had lost everything. It had been ripped away from him by a corporation, and the ghost of Francis Staar. Art had to watch from the sidelines as Francis got it all, and Art was stuck with nothing. He had no money, having spent it all buying cameos from acclaimed actor Stephen Tobolowsky.
Hi, Art. It's Stephen Tobolowsky from Memento. And I just wanted to say good luck on getting scolded by the internet. Hi, Art. Stephen Tobolowsky again. Yeah. I just wanted to wish you good luck on this sex scandal thing. Yeah. I'm rooting for you. Hi again, Art. It's Stephen Tobolowsky. And I just wanted to say how sorry we all are about the Netflix situation.
He had no crew, having fired all of them. He had no show. He was alone. Finally, amid all of his struggles, Art had gotten what he so craved. Art had tragically fallen from grace. Hello, and welcome to Unsung Heroes. I'm Bart Boatman, and not Art Fisher, who's legally not allowed to do this. We're here in a Motel 6 by the Verrazano Bridge, the heartland of America. And we're committed to bringing you stories of unsung heroes, people who've tragically fallen from grace. This week, we bring you the story of Harriet Dubois, who got to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop and was never seen again. Stay tuned! Da 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 da!